I'm so excited, and that's because in less than 2 weeks, I'm headed down to Columbus, Ohio. Now, you might hear that and be like, Ryan, going to Columbus, Ohio doesn't actually sound that exciting. And if this was the brain rot season of 2024, you might even say, Ryan, that's so Ohio. But the reason I'm going is because I'm headed down to Origins Game Fair, one of the coolest board game conventions on the planet, one of the biggest board game conventions in the US every year. I went last year, had a wonderful time. It is 4 days of nonstop gaming, board game events, getting to see new demos, a huge trade hall, you get to make lots of new friends, see old friends. It's amazing. So if you've never been, I recommend you go. Now, if you hop on the Board Game Geek Origins preview list, what you'll see is a whole big list of games that are being showcased there by publishers, whether they're brand new releases, upcoming releases, games that maybe been around for a bit or being re-released or whatever. It's a big list, lots of games in there. You could go look through it. What I'm going to be doing is dropping a 3-video series that kind of highlights some titles on there that I would recommend you might want to check out, games that have stood out to me. This is the first of those 3 videos. If you're watching this when the other 2 are out, they'll show up on cards right here, and they'll also be linked in the description below. If you're watching this before those come out, then stay tuned for those. Maybe hit subscribe so you'll know when they come out. Anyways, I'm gonna be looking in the other 2 videos at anticipated games I haven't played. This list is my top 10 games on the Origins preview list that I have played, that I've had an opportunity to play. Some of them are available for sale, some of them are upcoming games, but right now, I wanna count you down my top 10 games of the Origins 2026 preview list. Number 10 is Cats vs. Cucumbers, made by my good friends Ammon and Melanie Anderson, who design a bunch of games and they do an awesome job. This game is a huge hit with my family. Now you'll see a lot of variety on this list, partially because it's constrained to the BGG preview list, but also because I play a lot of different kinds of games, and especially nowadays as a dad, I play a lot of games with my kids. And not only do they love this because of the theme, and it's cute and it's funny because cats are scared of cucumbers and all that, but they also love it because it's just fun, and it's also fun for me as an adult. It's one of those Yahtzee type games where you roll dice and you can have 2 more re-rolls, or you're trying to collect the right sets and get those sets and maximize that. But what's unique and interesting to me about this game is it's not just kind of one thing you're going after, but there are kind of multiple paths to victory and some different ways you can score and some push and pull in it that give it a little bit more strategic depth while still being a game that I could easily play with my children. The theme's cute, the components are cool, and there's also even this one thing where you can really push your luck by trying to get like a certain combination of dice, and you'll get like a bonus turn at the end. My 8-year-old daughter Avra goes for that every single time, and I'm always like, are you sure you want to? You know, and she goes for it and often disappointed, but then when it hits, she's just so excited. So anyways, we've had a lot of fun. We've been binging this game as a family. Number 10, Cats vs. Cucumbers. Number 9 on my list is this tiny little box called Fakin, which I actually did a rapid review of. You can watch it on the channel. It's designed by Rath Anert. I played a demo version of it last year at Gen Con, and it's just a really neat little card box with beautifully designed cards. The artwork in it is outstanding for what it is. That's a huge draw of this game. But I also really like it because it's social deduction without being kind of the full-blown, you gotta like go into werewolf mode or blood on the clock tower mode, but you just get a couple cards. It's really simple. You just play one to an opponent, or they might be your teammate secretly. You're trying to figure that out. You flip them, you're kind of seeing who's on there and just trying to suss out who's on your team or not. Rounds go pretty quickly, but there's a fair amount that you can kind of put your brain into and think about as you're trying to figure out who's on your team or not. Pretty satisfying when it works out. Definitely a grown moment when your team loses, but Fakin is my number 9 on the BGG preview list. And number 8 is a cooperative party word game brought by 25th Century Games called Bullseye. I actually made the Rip Up the Rules How to Play video, which is linked in the description below if you want to check it out. It's designed by Mike Belsel and Grace Kendall, which is the same team that brought Smug Owls. It's a really cool game. I like word games. You know, if I'm playing a ton of them, I get kind of tired of them and stuff, but I like fresh new takes on it. And this one's cool because it's cooperative, where you are, you write one letter and then you pass your thing to the next person. They're trying to figure out what you're doing and they're adding on to it. And it's just this really neat mechanic where it kind of draws you all in. Sometimes it's easy when you're on a team in a word game for some people to kind of get checked out, but here everyone has to be in, everyone has to be engaged. It's a lot of fun. When it works out and you're able to deduce what's going on, you guess it, it's great. When it doesn't work out as well, yeah, a little bit of a bummer, maybe a learning moment, but Bullseye, really cool game, check it out. And my number 7 game, I unfortunately do not own a copy of, but it is Torchlit from All Place, designed by David Spilinski. Now, I'm blown away by how many billions of trick-taking games are coming out in these past couple years. But what's even more mind-blowing is how, even though there's so many of these designers are able to come up with something new and interesting and unique with it. I don't know how they don't run out of ideas. Torchlit is definitely one of those. It is really cool. I got to run demos of this game at the All Play booth at Dice Tower West this year. And I had an awesome time showing this game to people. So it's a trick-taking game, which is cool, but there's this dungeon that your characters are journeying through, and based on the tricks, how they go, your characters are going to be moving deeper and deeper into this dungeon, but also cards are going to be placed underneath different chambers in the dungeon, making those chambers worth more or less points, depending on where you end. So you want to end where you're going to get lots of points. Now, if you end with someone else, it's going to cost you as well, and you're also trying to predict which chamber you end in. So it brings trick-taking into this dungeon board where you're kind of trying to figure out and land in the right spot and make that worth more points while not making something else that your opponent's going for a lot of points. Anyways, just a really cool, if you like trick-taking games, this is a trick-taking game with a really cool twist, and it brings it into that dungeon so beautifully and so wonderfully in a way that you really got to think and plan ahead. That's Torchlit from All Play Games. Number 6 is Hercules and the 12 Labors, brought by the same publisher as Cats vs. Cucumbers, and that's Envy-Born Games. It's designed by Tyler J. Brown. Now, this game honestly surprised me. It looked cool, looked interesting, but I'm not a big solo gamer. This is a one-player only game, so you know, no friends allowed or whatever. It surprised me because I don't play a lot of those, but I got a copy of it, I took it home, I gave it a shot, and it is awesome. First of all, the artwork is stunning and beautiful. It's got this gold foil in the cards, and a lot of the cards kind of go together to form a bigger picture. The way you go through the story, it's actually neat because I'm learning a fair amount about the lore of Hercules going through the story, and it's been teaching me, and I'm like, oh, this is such a fascinating story. Why didn't I already know this? The gameplay, the way it works, all of it's super clear, super smooth, super intuitive, just awesome. The decisions you get to make feel really meaningful. And also, for me, even though it's a solo game and that's super fun, I just pull in one of my daughters. We play kind of together as a team, which means they make all the decisions and I just do what they say. But Hercules and the 12 Labors, really cool solo game. There's a new sequel coming up, which will probably, just as a foreshadow, be mentioned in one of my anticipated lists for Origins, so look out for that. Number 5 is another game that I sadly don't own a copy of, and in fact, I've never actually even played this game in real life. I've only played it on Board Game Arena, but it is awesome. It's this abstract strategy game called Azure from Bitewing Games. It's designed by Trevor Benjamin and Brett Gilbert. And it's this really cool, like, simple map of just placing these tokens, and you're making these lines and different patterns and all that, and they represent these energy lines. You're placing these stones. I don't really know too much about the theme, but it's really cool because as you put your stones in lines, they become stronger. However, sometimes you have competing objectives of wanting to go to other places. There's these 4 beasts that cover the 4 different quadrants, and you're trying to unlock their powers and get some different benefits. And so I just find that the gameplay really like tight and unique because it's this abstract game where, you know, making a line would be good, but then sometimes like, but I need to do this, and you're trying to figure out what to do and watching what your opponent's doing and making sure they're not getting too powerful. And the interchange of the gameplay is just really neat, really fascinating. I hope at Origins I'm gonna actually get to play this in real human life so I can see what I'm sure it will be only better than the digital implementation. But anyways, that is my number 5, and that is Azure from Bitewing Games. My number 4 I also don't own a copy of, but that's because no one owns a copy of it. It's not out yet, and it is a game called Good Kitties from Pink Hawk Games, designed by Emily Vincent. Now, Emily actually let me play a copy of a prototype with her at OrcaCon earlier this year, and it's an awesome game. In Good Kitties, it's a cooperative game where you're a group of cats in the house while your owners are sleeping, and you're trying to cause ruckus and take control of the house and do all these things, naughty cat things while your owners sleep. But there's a dog, there are mice that have competing objectives and all these things, and you're trying to manage all of that. And you have this kind of shared action point system that makes it this really cool cooperative experience where you're deciding like, well, should you do that? Should I do this? There are ways to upgrade, ways to advance, different things like that. It's almost kind of like some elements of like kind of a dungeon crawl cooperative game, but with this really cool, cute theme of being these cats in the house. I had a blast playing it, and that was only in prototype mode, so I'm sure as it continues to develop, it's only going to get better. That is a title for you to look out for. That's my number 4, and that is Good Kitties. Number 3 is a really cool tableau building, engine building, worker placement game called Estate Raise the Realm. I actually got to do the official how to play video for this on the Game Boy Geek channel. Either show up here or be linked in the description if you want to check that out. But this is a really cool game from an indie publisher. This is their first design. It's Devin Grod, he has this crazy last name. It's called Grod Games, so it's a shortened version of that. So I'm just gonna say Devin Grod and Catherine Hahn. Great people. I've gone to hang out with them at conventions a bunch. Apparently not enough to know how to say Devin's last name correctly, but this is their first time design and it's incredible. It's this really cool worker placement game where you're building this engine on your board by removing cubes, and you're basically upgrading your basic actions to become more and more powerful throughout the game as you advance in these rounds. And they've got these objectives along the bottom of the board that you're all competing for and trying to do the best in. The way the game plays is really smooth. The presentation, the production, all of it is really cool. So check out my how to play video. Maybe you'll be interested in the game. And if you're going to Origins, maybe think about picking up a copy and supporting an indie publisher. That's Estate Raise the Realm, my number 3. Number 2, Kokeshi. This game is really cool. It's made by Andre Taruya and Igor Knop, who have teamed up to make some other cool games as well. Published by Ludo Fun and Grand Gamers Guild. Grand Gamers Guild will be showcasing it at Origins. This game is a really cool engine building game with these really cool tiles that you're placing on your own player board as you kind of advance your doll making shop, and you're making these cool Kokeshi dolls, and you advance them up these tracks, and every time they get to the top they reset, giving you new abilities, and you're kind of trying to get to the top, and you're trying to build these ultimate tiles and get the most points and basically build the coolest engine. The tiles that you put on, the ways that you build is really cool. The theme is fun, the artwork is cool. My daughters also love it because it's an engaging theme for them. And so it's a pretty accessible game, but there's quite a bit of strategic depth that goes into it. You can play this one on Board Game Arena. If you'd like to give it a spin, you can send me an invite on Board Game Arena. I'd love to play it with you. I'm also working on the official how to play video for this one. Should have been out by now, I'm a little bit behind, but this is Kokeshi, my number 2 on the BGG Origins 2026 preview list. Really cool engine building game that I think you'll love. My number 1 game on this list, I don't own a copy of it either. Isn't that heartbreaking? I know, it's sad. I'll have to fix that at some point. This game is incredible, and it just snuck onto this list because it was just recently added to the Origins preview list. Now, earlier this year, I put out a top 10 games of 2025 list, and I also put out a top 5 games that I'm sad I missed that came out in 2025 that I thought probably would have made my top 10 list of 2025 if I had played them. I played this game earlier this year, and oh my goodness, it did not disappoint at all. It for sure would have been in my top 10 games of 2025 list. This is Orloy. It's published by Paraloco and Devir. It's designed by Abraham Sanchez Hermida and Paloma J. Pascual, and it is an incredible Euro game, all about correcting this astronomical clock. It's got this cool clock in the middle that rotates, and it changes the action selection available every round. You do worker placement on that, and then all around the board there are so many things going on. There are so many puzzles that you're trying to solve as you're trying to fix the clock and change things. And on your own player board, you've got these gear tokens you're putting in, you've got your own little puzzles, you've got your own workshop that you're upgrading and increasing your income on. There's so much going on, and all of it is so rich and so fun and so strategic. You're constantly trying to balance what you're focusing on. It's got these tracks that you climb. So much going on. It's amazing. The production is beautiful. The artwork's amazing. Everything about this game for me is a big yes. I love Orloy. It's an incredible game. If you have a chance to play it, please do. If you're going to be at Origins and you want to play a game with me, grab a copy of Orloy. I would love to play it with you. It's a fantastic game. That is my number 1 played game on the Origins 2026 preview list, and that's Orloy. And that's my list. Remember, those are the top 10 games that I've actually played on the preview list. So there are lots of other great titles, but perhaps I haven't played them, or perhaps I don't think they're as great as you do. Is there one on this list that stood out to you? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Or maybe there's a game that I didn't mention that's on the preview list that you think I should really check out. Please drop it in the comments below. Like I said, I have 2 more lists coming up. Those are my anticipated lists, both for games that are available for sale there and games that are only available for demo there. So keep an eye out for those. I'd love for you to check those out. And also, if you're going to be at Origins this year, please hit me up. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to say hi, maybe even play a game together if we have some time. As always, please hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and have a great rest of your day.